This lesson gives you a high-level understanding of the reach method, each phase of which are going to be discussed in more detail in other lessons. So, this is a conversational management strategy, which basically divides your conversational flow, which might happen in more than one conversation, into a couple of phases. So, first, you want to calm down and get ready to basically reflect. You want to make sure you change your mindset so you can do this listening-based, compassion-based way of engaging. That's how you start. How you end is by telling a story or stories that invite the person to see things from your point of view, and you try to close well. In the middle of that, you want to make sure the conversation is based on stories, both from you and from them, and you're trying to generate a sense of agreement in your conversation because you're going to challenge them before the conversational exchange is over. So what does all that mean? I'll be more granular now. So the reach method is based on reflect. It's important to calm down. We'll give you guidance about that. It's inquire, British spelling. It's important to ask questions about experiences they've had that led to their conclusion that they may or may not want to vote. You want to agree by telling stories that help them understand you don't think they're completely ridiculous for how they feel about voting. You want to challenge them by using stories to convey why you feel voting is important and why you think they should do the same. And you want to harmonize, which means you want to end the whole conversation in a good way and see if there's a way for their perspective about voting and yours to be aligned, but you're still trying to get them to vote. So reflect, inquire, agree, challenge, harmonize. That's why it's called the reach method. There's one lesson per phase, and these will be explained in more detail, and what you do and the mindset and the techniques. But that's it at a high level. Now, again, the lessons in this module presume you have identified somebody who is a left-leaning person who may or may not vote. Now, the way you determine that is you basically ask them two questions with three different categories of answers. So one question is, how likely are you to vote? Anywhere from unlikely to highly unlikely to maybe, maybe not, to highly likely or likely. And then you also ask, how likely are you to vote in a progressive direction? Either unlikely, highly unlikely, maybe, maybe not, or likely, highly unlikely. So basically, the lessons here presume that the person you're talking to is a left-leaning voter. If they were to vote, they're likely to vote blue, but they may or may not vote. Now, Module 5 gives you greater guidance about how to ask these questions, a little script to use. It gives you a more granular understanding of that, and you can use that if you're looking at your whole network. But I just gave you how to determine that for one person. If you like the content of this video, please press like or subscribe because that helps the algorithm push it out to more people who might want to see it. Anything you do in support, whether it's a like or a subscribe or a share or even a small financial contribution to this self-funded project, is helpful in making sure we can continue this important work of spreading compassion for the sake of democracy.